Welcome back to the Recap Podcast. My
Hello.
name is Colin. That's Ian.
Yes, it is.
And we are going to get started right away. I thought I had something cool to say there, but I don't.
You don't.
I just
watch
don't.
me do it. You ready
Yeah, do
for
it,
me
do
to
it, do it.
Okay, ready? Roll music. Welcome back to the Recap Podcast. My name's Ian. That's Colin.
Did you just
We're
redo our
here
intro?
with
I'm so sad right now.
the chicken mug and my phone, and we're ready to hop right into today's episode. Hope you all are doing well. See, that's how it's done.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
You do a lot better job with that than I do.
I mean, it's the worship leader in me. You know, it's the welcome to church.
Give us a quick worship leader welcome.
I can do that. I totally botched it this weekend, though. This is a funny story, actually, really quick. So I was leading worship this weekend. So at the beginning, whoever starts the first song at my church, welcomes the congregation, right? Invites them to stand, etc. And we do a Saturday night service and then 2 Sunday morning services. So Saturday night, I go out there and I never really think about the opening thing, which I should, because it's a struggle that I'm not very good at it. And so I get out there and I'm not really thinking about it. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to say? Lights come up and they're looking at me. And I said, good morning, Northgate. It's 5 p.m. And I said, good morning, Northgate, or rather good evening. And then I said, please stand. Or no, I didn't even say please. I think I just said stand and worship with us. So basically
just being assertive.
Commanded them to stand. Okay. So that was okay, whatever. He said good morning. He meant good evening. It's fine. Yeah. Whatever. Next day. Okay. And this is now 9 a.m., which I think this happened at the 9 a.m. The 9 a.m. gets posted online. So if you guys want to check it out, Northgate Church, check it out on the Facebook. But I think I said, good morning, Northgate. So good to have you here. And then I said, I'm going to have you all rise.
Oh, you went one end of the spectrum to the other.
Yeah. I said, I'm going to have you all rise and worship with us. Okay. I do like saying the word rise when addressing the congregation because it just feels different. It's quirky and weird. And I just like doing it. I think my mom always said rise when she was leading worship. When I used to lead worship with her, she would always say, please rise. So I like saying rise. And I forgot to on Saturday because I was flustered. Anyway, whatever. That all happened and it was...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an interesting, kind of back and forth with churches because there's so much of this, traditional language, please rise or you may be seated. That feels really formal. And it seems like churches really want to not feel formal. You know, they want to seem casual and relevant. But the only way to not do that is aggressively casual language.
Yeah. What's up, everybody?
Yep. Or instead of please be seated, you end up with, all right, go ahead and take a seat. You know?
Yeah.
It's there's no middle ground of what do you say?
Yeah.
You know?
Actually, when we close, we have somebody pray at the end and then they just say thanks for worshiping with us. If you're watching online, thanks for being here. And then they say, you guys can have a seat and take a look at this. And the announcement video starts playing. And people say you guys can take a seat. You guys can have a seat. Please take a seat.
Yeah. Those are pretty good.
You may be seated. And it's oh, you may be seated.
Yeah.
Darn.
That's the odd one out.
It happened.
Or the other one is at the end, you are dismissed.
Oh yeah.
There's no good way to dismiss them. It doesn't feel.
I like how my pastor does it. He says he sets them up. He's come up for prayer. If you'd like to be prayed for, if I haven't met you, I'd love to meet you.
Yep.
And then he says you can open your hands. He gives a benediction. Kind of like a benediction blessing. He goes, you can open your hands like this. It's just a posture of receiving.
Sure.
And he gives a benediction, and then he goes, in the church in Christ Jesus, amen. And I think he just says, thanks for being here. Turn around and say hi to somebody, and we'll see you next week.
So the dismissal is really just, we'll see you next week.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's a pretty good. If you're going for casual, I think that's the way to go.
Yeah.
I kind of like the formal language in general.
You may be dismissed.
You're dismissed.
I don't love it because it makes me feel oh, wait a second. Are you saying I couldn't have left earlier? Because you know what? I actually could have if I wanted to. Not that I did, but that's where my head goes. But
yeah.
Anyway, that's church greeting for you.
Yeah. Let us know your favorite church greeting thing. Churchism.
We did a churchism
we did.
segment one time. We should bring that back.
We
Part
should.
2, churchisms.
Let us know.
That'd be fun. Let us know. Nobody ever.
I'm just gonna plug commenting every time.
Please comment. Nobody ever comments anymore. We used to get
we get a couple here and there.
Yeah, but it's pretty rare. Yeah. It's chill though. Whatever. If you guys just enjoy listening to this,
we
enjoy making it. Okay, we're gonna hop right into Tate's talks this morning.
This morning.
If you open your Bible, if you can,
open your Bible,
if you have your Bible, you can open it up to Tate's talks.
Stand if you have it with you. Open your Bible if you're able, and
stand if you have it with you. Open your Bible. That was good. Took me a second. Took me a second there. This is the churchism episode. We're just gonna use them all.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So Tate texted me.
Tate's been talking.
Okay. For real. I saw him 2 weeks ago at my bachelor party. It was a great time. And he's just been cranking out content. Okay. So he says this full message. Okay.
Yep.
And I quote, new Tate's talk / Ian and Colin parenting advice.
Yes.
Okay. And it says, is taking away a phone / screen time really a good punishment for children? Or does it just make the kid want an arguably destructive thing even more? End quote.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to say no. No, I'm just kidding. I don't. What is yes? What are you saying yes to? Yeah. I don't know which question we're answering.
I think
okay, we'll answer this question. Is taking away a phone / screen time really a good punishment for children?
My initial thought when you were reading it was yes, it is.
Okay.
Then I thought more about it and realized I don't even really think kids should have phones until they're pretty dang old. Yeah. I don't know where that age is specifically, but I think it's older than average.
Okay. Well, I feel like that would probably fall into your screen time category then.
So I'm leaning towards his second option, which is that's just making them want something that's destructive more. So yeah, I plan on, I guess, in my household having pretty dang limited screen time.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm kind of a boomer in the just go outside in the woods sense.
Yes, you know? Dude. Did you have a woods growing up?
Not really.
Yeah, no, you didn't. You liked my woods though.
You did have a good woods.
Still do.
Still do.
Actually, it's funny. It hasn't changed much. It's a little more overgrown than it was because it doesn't get used.
Right.
But it's lost its magic.
That's because we've grown. It doesn't feel like it's just an endless expanse of trees.
It's so sad.
It used to feel like you could go in there and just like get lost.
Yes. Like legitimately.
And now it's like, oh, I can see the other side.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, it's so sad.
It is sad.
I used to have the greatest woods and the greatest times in those woods. I used to go out and play by myself all the time. I was a big loner when it came to playtime, growing up, and one of my favorite things to do was pretend that I was a Jedi. And clearly, I wasn't just any Jedi. I was the best Jedi there ever has been. I had this secret move that still makes sense to me, by the way. Okay, I'm gonna just share this. This is exposing just slightly because it's like, really, Ian? Okay, but like imagine. Okay, boom. Whoops, I'm sorry. Okay, lightsaber in my hand, right? Fighting with your lightsaber. Rate this move 1 out of 10, right? So you're doing this thing, right? And you go like this. Okay, so you're twirling.
Yep.
Get here.
Sure.
Back it up. Okay, so it looks like this, fast motion, right?
Okay.
Okay. And it's a lot easier to do when you have a little bit of top weight.
Right.
My explanation for it is, okay, you start and Jedi they spin and swing their lightsabers a lot. My theory is like you start that motion, right, and you're convincing them that you're coming in with a powerful down thrust.
So they're getting ready for it
on
like
top,
that.
Right? So they're obviously going to come up to block that, but like on your downward, like you can use that momentum to like spiral it backwards.
Mm-hmm.
This is so unentertaining for people who are only listening.
Right,
but like,
right.
So it's like a spin forward.
He's spinning it forward
and then
and
at
down.
the last minute, like reversing the spin and coming like
Going
up through them, which I think personally would.
I think it would work. I think you could like slice the person in half, like the long way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Or at least get like up to their chest.
Yeah.
And then, by that point, they're dead.
Exactly.
Like, you're not surviving that.
No way.
Unless you're Darth Maul. But at that point,
Well,
you're surviving anything.
He survived the other way, though.
That's true. We don't know if he would survive this way. Cut him in half. Try the other direction.
Exactly. Make sure you kill him this time. I'll cut him in half the other way.
All I got is cutting him in half. So we're running out of options here.
Anyway, so that was my childhood. But back to Tate's question. So is taking a phone/screen time away really good punishment for children? Or does it arguably make a kid want a destructive thing even more? I really have to agree with him a lot. I'm kind of on your page as well. I think that like just go outside and be outside.
Right.
But at the same time, an argument can be made. I'm not making this argument, but
No.
to play devil's advocate and make it a little interesting, an argument could be made that the reason we were outside, right, in our childhood is because, let's face it, while technology was on the rise, certainly,
Yep.
it wasn't anything near what it is today.
Right.
Okay. Access to mobile video games, access to like streaming things, etc. YouTube even wasn't really that crazy.
Right.
It was big, but an argument could be made that the reason we were outside is because that's what kids did. Kids went outside, right? And they played outside. What kids do nowadays is use their phone.
Let's play Fortnite for 8 hours a day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what kids do. And like the argument could be that, I guess that, like you have to follow the culture, but you don't. But like this is the argument that could be made.
I think the argument is then they're not going to fit in though. I don't want them to fit in.
That's good.
I don't want them to.
You don't want them to fit in.
No. Have you seen kids today?
Kids suck today, dude.
Ooh.
No offense to the
No
kids
offense to
out
kids
there.
today.
If
But like,
kids
you
out there are
suck.
listening,
I'm just kidding.
I don't mean that you suck, but
like by and large, not our listeners, but the rest of them.
obviously not our listeners. Our listeners
rest
are
of
awesome. We do have a couple of young listeners, so I want to watch.
Right.
Watch my tones, but I think that generally a phone or screen time is a pretty destructive pattern of behavior.
I would agree. I would say at best, a phone is neutral at the absolute best in a child's life. I don't think it's going to in any way make their lives better.
Oh, agreed.
It can absolutely make it worse.
Yeah. Oh, so at best it does nothing.
Yeah. I was listening to Matt Walsh. For those of you who know Matt Walsh, Matt Walsh. You know him.
I don't know.
He's a podcaster on the Daily Wire.
Gotcha, Matt Walsh.
He was talking about this same thing about giving kids phones.
Is he the guy that like convinced me otherwise guy? The sign guy?
No, that's Steven Crowder. He's great too.
I like him.
Me too. Matt Walsh is the one that did that What is a Woman documentary a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Anyway, what was it talking about? Oh yeah. He was saying that when kids grow up and they're adults, they're never going to regret playing in the woods essentially all day as children, but they may very well regret being on their phones nonstop from the age of 4 onward.
Yeah, that's really good.
But I think we can look at another angle of Tate's question. His wording makes me think that the punishment was like for being on the phone too much.
Oh,
did you get that sense?
It could. I suppose it could be. I don't think that it necessarily is. I think that that's a lot of parents nowadays, and honestly, forever, like a punishment for misbehaving was to take away the thing that you wanted most.
Mm-hmm.
So like for my parents, they would get grounded and
Right.
they wouldn't get to see their friends,
Mm-hmm.
which is what kids did. So, and nowadays what kids do is they're on their phone. So then if
Right.
you do,
Take
if
away
you
the phone.
misbehave, you take away your phone.
Right.
So I think that it's a pretty generic punishment. Like my mom used to tell us like we couldn't play airsoft or something.
Sure.
If we,
Sure.
And then we couldn't go outside into the woods, and it was so much awful. But it worked out. Like, I grew up
I'm just trying to think of like just trying to broaden the idea like of taking away something that's already kind of a bad thing in the first place.
Yeah.
Like I think we could compare it to taking away candy.
Okay.
Like saying you can't have any candy for a week
That makes them want
as a punishment.
candy.
Does that just
so
make them
much
want
more when the week is over?
Yeah. Is that bad?
I mean, I think if the thing you're taking away is destructive in the first place, then yes, because now they're just like, and that's his whole point. Like it's they're desiring their destructive behavior more than ever. So it's like,
so they just sit there and think about for a week how much they wish they had this destructive thing.
Right. And they'll do that with anything. They'll wish that they had the thing that they don't have for a week, regardless of what it is.
Right.
Like if your child loves reading the Bible and you take the Bible away from them for a week, they're going to want the Bible that whole week.
So let's think about that from the other angle. Is it better to take away something good? If something is constructive, if it's a positive thing in this child's life and is making them a better person, is it good to take that away as a punishment?
That's a good question.
Like, as you brought up, Bible reading. Let's say a kid really likes reading the Bible. I feel like it's pretty messed up to take away their Bible as a punishment.
That is messed up. But I think that it's similar and not the Bible necessarily.
Sure.
It's not that example, but it's similar to saying like you can't go see your friends. That's a constructive thing, going to see your friends, or like public, especially in today's society. Like if you were to like
leaving the house.
Yeah, like that's good. You know, oh my goodness, you're out in public. But like being with your friends helps grow your character and like shapes you and things. So I think depending on the influence that your friends are is a really constructive thing. And taking that away for a week doesn't hurt the child.
Right.
Like beyond repair. Like, oh my goodness, they'll never be the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like you're teaching them a lesson, and they're not like, they maybe really want to go see their friends again, but that's good that they want to go see their friends.
Right. Right.
So I think depending on the thing that it is, taking away a constructive piece of their life might be more beneficial. But I'm trying to think of a better example.
Yeah, I think something that's maybe neutral constructive. You know, like I think friends are in that category. Because I wouldn't say it's necessarily positive, even if it's good friends that are a good influence for a kid to hang out with them.
Sure. It's not, well, I think it's positive. I don't know that it's instantaneously positive, the way that a phone can be like instantaneously destructive.
Right.
But, oh, she's mad. I don't know if you could hear that.
I did.
My niece is screaming. But I think
she got her friends taken away.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?
It's effective.
But it's like a baby. What do you take away from a baby when they're angry? Nothing.
Yeah.
That's funny. Isn't that weird? Like the baby doesn't know any better, right? So like if they're mad, you give them what they want.
Right.
And then when they become old enough to realize what you're doing, then
you
try to teach them a lesson and you don't give them what they want.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do give them what they want when they're old enough and they know what's going on, then they never learn.
Right.
Wow. This is stupid because parents out there listening are
you're just
like,
figuring out
you guys
like
are so stupid.
basic parenting.
And for the record, as we continue this discussion, we're not parents. And
speak for yourself, Ian.
Well, that's a different topic.
I'm kidding. I'm not.
We're not parents, but this is our best attempt at answering this question. And I think for the most part, we pretty much agree. Taking away a phone is not a good punishment.
Well,
unless...
I think taking away a phone permanently is a good idea.
Okay, I will say that if the phone is the issue, like you were saying earlier, okay, if they're on the phone too much, if they're using the phone for purposes that wasn't intended for, etc., taking the phone away then is a good punishment. Because you're taking the negative thing and you're getting it out for a time, right?
Sure.
And perhaps like them being separate from that thing for long enough will make them go, okay, I don't want that to happen again. I'm not going to be stupid again.
Right.
Like, okay, like for instance, right, as an example, if a child is like looking at pornography on their phone, you're going to take the phone. Right. Who knows how long you're going to keep it, but like you're going to take the phone. It'd be stupid to say like, just don't do that. Give me your keys. Like you don't get to drive anymore, you know? Right. It's like, okay. So like, I suppose it's all dependent on the situation, but I think as a general, like, okay, my son has a snotty attitude. I'm taking his phone. Like maybe that's not a good idea because that's only going to make him angrier. Anything you do will make him angry though. See, I'm just coming up with this stuff as we go here. It's a hard one. It's a really hard question for me because I think it's very circumstantial.
I think if the child has a phone and that's something you're gonna do.
Well, let's say they're 16.
Sure. At that point, I think it is good to take away the phone. I would compare that to taking away or grounding them, making them not letting them hang out with their friends or that kind of thing, because it's gonna effectively do that. You know, it's hard for them to make plans. Yeah. Or even if they can, it's gonna be in a more difficult manner. Yeah. You know, they're gonna have to work a little bit harder to do that. But no, I guess there is no but. I think that's where I'm at.
Honestly, I kind of like the idea of grounding someone.
Just like you can't leave.
Because I think that depending on their personality, if I was grounded as a child, I would be like, this is the best. Yeah. Just get to sit in my room.
You wouldn't care.
I wouldn't care. Except, I mean, I do like to be entertained, so I would like listen to the radio a lot by myself in my room. So I guess if they took that away, which I think that happened maybe once or twice, I hated it.
I'm sure.
That was awful. Okay, but that's like a really neutral thing, right? I would listen to like story tapes.
Sure.
On the radio. Okay? No, not negative. If anything, positive, like influence on my life. And they would take that away because they knew I enjoyed it, so it was a punishment. And I really wanted it back, but it wasn't a negative thing. So that would be an example, like, besides, like, hanging out with your friends. Yeah. Or even, like, I don't know, if you get a half hour of TV a day, okay, as a child, like, that's what you get. You get a half hour of screen time a day. And let's say you're watching PBS Kids. Like, you don't get to watch PBS
Curious George
Kids.
Action.
You don't get to watch PBS Kids. It's like, okay, PBS Kids isn't negative or bad for you.
Right. So, well, I mean, the argument can be made that screen time in general is bad for you.
Well, yeah, but you're not going to get away from it.
But the point of the question assumes that it's negative.
Yes. Well, it is. Yeah. But, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Uh-huh. I think the question is less about screen time specifically and more about negative things. If taking away something negative is a good punishment because it just makes them want it more. Right. I see where that's coming from. I think you definitely got to be careful with it, but I think that's hard to find things that are purely negative because otherwise you would think you would just try to get rid of them in the first place.
They weren't around, right?
Exactly. It's like, should I take away cigarettes from my kid if he's as a punishment? Yeah. It's like, well, hopefully he doesn't have cigarettes in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah. You know? Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good point. And I think ultimately, I really think it's very circumstantial, like the whole phone in general thing. But every punishment, like, I don't think there should be like a oh, he did a thing again, we're gonna take this away again. Like every time he gets in trouble, we do this.
You're saying like you don't want it to be like a transaction type of deal, or
yeah,
what are you saying?
Yeah, like I think that a punishment should be evaluated and then decided.
I see what you're saying. So you think about it each time rather than like, okay, let's check our chart where
right.
Let's see, he did this. Okay, that's 2 days with no phone.
Exactly. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So anyway, Tate, that's how to better raise your child.
And that's parenting advice with Ian and Colin. If you guys have other parenting questions, please let us know if you're serious when you send them. Like, hey, I actually have this question about my child, because we'll take it a little more seriously, perhaps. But
you might. I'm not gonna.
Okay. Well, for the most part,
I think we took this one pretty seriously, didn't we?
Yes, I did. I'm just saying, like, I don't know.
I don't know
what I'm saying. It's probably not necessary. I do that. I cover my
you just don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
I know.
That's okay.
The last thing I want to do is offend anyone. Okay. Mm-hmm. Especially certain people. It's the last thing I want.
Who specifically?
You know, like anyone.
Yeah.
I just don't want to offend any Dexters.
No.
Ever.
For any reason.
For any reason. How old do you think your child would be before they got a phone?
I
think, before you answer,
yeah,
I do think it's hard to say, like, what even a phone will look like in
right
15 years or whatever. Oh, whoa. That's weird. I just turned 20.
15 years, you're going to be 35.
I'll probably have it. Wow.
Almost certainly, yeah.
5 years? Okay. But in 15 years, let's say I have a kid in 5 years. Okay. Sure. I had 25. In 15 years, they'd be 10. Mm-hmm. It would hopefully wouldn't be a time, and at least from my opinion, to like start thinking about giving them a phone. But let's say 20 years, be 15. Okay. We don't know what a phone was going to look like in 20 years. Mm-hmm. So it might be a difficult question to answer. But the question remains.
If I was a parent right now.
Oh, this is way better.
I would give my kids a dumb phone at, I don't know, I would think about like maybe 14 or 15.
Okay.
And honestly, I would think about not doing a smartphone till 18.
Okay. That's hard to do.
I know.
But not a bad idea, but it is hard to do. Like the literal reason that we got a smartphone for me when we did, I think I was 16.
Yeah.
I think I was 16, and the reason that we got a smartphone, or maybe I was younger, I don't know. But the reason I got a smartphone was because it was cheaper than a flip phone. Cheaper and easier than a flip phone.
How does that happen? Because you can get like a...
I think it was like specific to Verizon. Like they were going to charge us a ridiculous amount of money to keep the thing on.
Sure.
And I think the reason for it is because it runs off of an older, and maybe this was just the phone that I had, but like it ran off of an older signal. So like there just weren't as many of that stuff flying around, and my mom wanted everything on the same plan. But like you could get consumer cellular for your 14-year-old.
You can absolutely get like they sell like some kind of dumb phone at Walmart.
Yeah, they sell like burner phones too.
Like a Walmart specific plan.
Yeah,
that is crazy cheap. I'd imagine
you can still get minutes. I think.
I don't know, but assuming you can, that's what I would do.
Yeah,
that type of deal.
Where it's literally a walkie-talkie. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that I would probably do the same. I don't know that I would wait till 18 for a smartphone, because I think that I would just evaluate the child.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
And I think that this is probably crazy hard to do, but like I still want to give it a shot. I don't want there to be any like sort of age expectation in my household when the time comes. Like, oh, when you're 16, you get to do this.
Right.
Or like when you turn 18.
Are you saying for phones specifically or anything?
For anything. Like obviously when you're 16, you get to drive, right? That's like whatever.
Yeah.
But like I don't like let's say my first child gets a phone at 14, and then like my second child, if I have one, God willing, you know.
I like how you say God willing for the second one, but the first one.
If I have any children, God willing, like let's say the second child turns 14, and I'm like, you don't need a phone, nor are you ready for a phone. Like, it doesn't mean that you get one because you're 14.
Yeah,
life's not fair.
Right.
Or like the first child got a phone at 14, and the next one gets one at 12. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
For examples, like I don't want that to happen, and I think that it's probably way easier said than done, but still. Anyway, that is that part.
Good questions, Tate.
Yeah, good questions, Tate. Good question, Tate. He actually has another question.
Oh my gosh.
Hop right into the other question.
Let's do it.
A little lighthearted or more lighthearted.
Or do you want to take a pause and do life updates as like a little intermission?
Oh, intermission from Tate's Talks.
Yeah. If you want to get a refill or go to the bathroom.
Go get a refill, get a bathroom.
Get a bathroom. Go to the refill.
Get a bathroom, go to the refill. You are dismissed. Yeah, life update quick. I got the keys to my new place.
Yeah.
Last Thursday. So a week ago.
Wow. Yes, you did.
Yeah, a week ago. And we've just been slowly moving things in. So we're renting a duplex. It's a home that was like renovated into a duplex. So it's almost completely separate. There's one stairway that goes down to the basement. But other than that, it's completely separate. And we're renting the upstairs section. 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Really nice place for us. It's super affordable. The downstairs neighbors, haven't met them yet. I really want to meet them. I'm kind of bummed that I haven't, because it's like, it's a little weird having them like right downstairs and not knowing who they are.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not worried about anything because I know the landlord really well, and I know that the landlord wouldn't let somebody in the house that's like sketchy or weird.
Right.
But it's just kind of weird that we haven't met them yet. But
yeah, when you say connected by the stairwell, is that like in the house you can just go downstairs and you're in there?
I mean, there's a door and a curtain, but it's locked, and the landlord is the only one who has a key.
Oh, okay.
So
like what kind of door you're talking? Like an interior door or an exterior door?
An interior door.
Okay, but still locked.
Exterior door.
I'm just thinking like a front door or.
No, it's just a door.
Okay.
Yeah,
but it's essentially a wall because it's locked and you don't have a key.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
The only difference is like it's downstairs, so like noise travels decently.
Yeah.
But like it's not anything that's like, oh my gosh, they're being so loud, you know?
Right.
So for the most part, sound is pretty great.
Yeah. The way you said it made me think like we're just in someone's basement, and like I could just walk upstairs and be like, "What you cooking?"
Gotcha. No. It's essentially a wall. They're very separate.
Cool.
And even like we have a driveway that goes up to our garage. They don't actually have a garage, but like where they park and how they get into their part of the house is completely separate.
Cool.
So it's all very separate. The only thing that like is kind of connected is the mailbox, which like we just take our mail.
Yeah, it'll be addressed to you.
Sometimes the like Amazon delivery gets dropped off at the front door, which is ours. So like we would just walk it down or whatever. They would just grab it. But anyway, yeah, so we got the keys and we've been slowly moving stuff in and taking stuff over. It's been really fun. And I think you guys, that next episode will be there.
That's so sweet.
I think we'll be in the new studio. It's going to look a little different, but basically the same. It'll be pretty similar, but
we should have set it up exactly the same way and not said anything, and then just not said anything. Just see if they could tell.
Well, that's kind of lame.
I know.
Because I wanted it to be different, and doesn't want the table in the house.
Oh, she doesn't want that in the house. Dang.
She was like,
I don't want that thing in my house.
She looked at the table and she was like, "Oh, are we taking that?" And I was
like,
"Oh,
you said her name."
Can we just introduce her next week?
I don't care.
And be done.
I thought it was gonna be post-wedding. You can't have premarital podcasting.
Dang it. Okay, I'm sorry. You're gonna have to beep it.
You've gotten that far without premarital podcasting, and
yeah, right. First one after the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
She can be on. You're gonna have to beep it out. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I more so mentioned it so that I would notice me saying this when I'm editing, and then be able to go back.
Gotcha. Because, god dang it.
Otherwise, I would have just heard it and not even thought about it.
How many people even listening don't know her name, though?
I don't know. You're the one who started this thing.
This was so stupid.
This is not my idea.
I can't believe I did this. Ugh. It's like when you start like one of those Instagram, like doing this every day for a year, or until someone buys me a supercar. Like,
yeah.
Oh my goodness. I did watch this guy. He's eating Chipotle every day for 1,000 days. And he's on day like 796.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. He originally started it eating Chipotle every day for a year, or until Chipotle gives me a VIP card.
Yep. And they didn't do it after a year.
He got to a year, and they said, "I wonder if you can do 1,000 days." They DM'd him.
Oh my gosh.
Or he got like close to a year, or maybe he was still going after a year. And he said, "I can, but you have to buy me like my dream car, like a Porsche, something."
Yeah.
And they answered him and said, "We'll see." And he goes, "We'll see" is the mom's version of no.
Yeah.
But we're still holding out. Like, and I was like, oh my goodness, they didn't even give him a VIP card, which I think a VIP card just means that you get like free Chipotle for life. Which this guy has given a lot of money to Chipotle. So every day for a year.
Does he eat as a meal or just eat something?
He eats a meal. He eats a burrito bowl every day.
Wow. That's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. It's like $8 a day. Or it's like 8 to 12, but it could be likened to a pack of cigarettes, which is insane to think about.
Yeah. So
my coworker buys a pack of cigarettes a day, and they're like $11.
So you're spending, that's insane.
Uh-huh.
So you're spending $8 a day on a burrito. That's
roughly, yeah.
Roughly. We'll say 8. That's $240 a month.
Uh-huh. Which
would be
times 12. Times 12, go.
Times 12. Like 2,600. No, 20. I have no idea.
Your calculator.
I screwed that up bad. That's not. I don't think it's even close.
Everyone's laughing at you. You were close.
2880.
2880. 240 times 12 is 2880. Which $2,000 a year.
Almost $3,000 a
almost
year.
$3,000 a year is a lot.
But you don't have to buy lunch ever.
That's true. You just eat Chipotle every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean it's wild. It's wild.
I could do it with McDonald's.
Well, I know I could do it with Chipotle.
I mean,
just
yeah,
don't know
I could.
I would never. I don't think.
I think I could go quite a while eating lunch every day at McDonald's.
Yeah, I think I could too. There's a few restaurants that I don't really get sick of.
Yeah.
Lian Chin is one of them. I love
great.
Lian Chin.
I don't have it that often though, which makes me think I might start to get sick of it.
Maybe. I don't know.
I think I could do Subway every day for lunch.
I don't think I could. I love Subway, but I think it would get old.
Just a sandwich. I ate a sandwich every day for lunch for 4 years of high school.
Yeah, but I guess it's different when you're paying for it.
That's true. That's true.
Because it's like,
I didn't pay $15 for this sandwich.
Yeah, it's like I'm paying for this. Why am I doing it if I don't like it anymore? I think Chipotle I could do because there's just a lot of different. Which Subway's the same way. I mean, there's so many different.
You could really
options.
change it up. Probably more so at Subway.
I like Chipotle better though. It's just better food, better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, you know.
You know, that's what I always say.
Papa John's is the best pop-up pizza. Also the best like speedy fast delivery pizza. Might be the best fast food pizza there is.
I'd say it's definitely the best pizza with the name Papa John's.
Good. Is it the best Papa pizza? You like Papa Murphy's better?
I can't think of the last time I had Papa John's. I feel like we've talked about fast food pizza like 3 times. Have we not?
Probably because you think Domino's is good.
I do. I really do.
It sucks.
I do think it's good.
And you know what sucks most about it is
Tell
it's
me.
like the youth group standard for pizza.
Because it's so good.
No, because it's cheap and trash.
And good. But it's good, cheap trash.
No, it's not.
We have it every Wednesday at church.
Do you really? Domino's?
Yeah, yep. And I love it every time.
Oh, you like a cheese pizza guy?
I am. And you know what you're going to hate me even more for?
What?
Name an ingredient that'll make you hate someone for liking on pizza.
If you're going to say pineapple, that's not.
Oh, you're cool with it?
I'm cool with it.
Oh, nice. I like pineapple on pizza.
But like plain? Like just cheese and pineapple?
I would. What is it normally?
Pepperoni pineapple.
Right. That's
or
cool
sausage
too.
pineapple.
I don't love sausage.
I don't love sausage pineapple.
I don't love sausage on pizza.
Oh, honestly. I like sausage pizza.
I don't mind sausage, but like just normally the sausage they have on pizza tastes like garbage.
Oh, interesting.
It's my take.
That's a hot take.
It's a hot take.
I like everything on pizza, but I don't like everything pizza.
Oh, you're just quirky like that.
Yeah. Like I love me a good sausage mushroom pizza.
Yeah.
I would never order it, but if it's there, I will eat it. Like if it's among the options, I'll choose it, but I wouldn't like pay money for it. And like I like a good pepperoni onion pizza. Again, it's not like I would pay for it, but if it's there, I will choose it.
I've had barbecue chicken pizza.
I don't like barbecue sauce on pizza.
I just had it for the first time recently, and I really liked it.
Yeah, I don't like it. Barbecue banana pepper pizza. That's Papa John's pizza.
Gotcha.
Only because they said it in a commercial. Because they'll make anything. Because they're the best.
Yeah.
They literally give you a dipping sauce.
They literally say they're the best. I don't understand what you're...
No, they don't say they're the best, but they literally give you a dipping sauce. I don't understand why everybody's obsessed with this Domino's place.
Have you seen that clip from King of Queens?
King of Queens. It's so good.
I love that part.
It's so good. Little local joint called Domino's. 1408 or whatever it is. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, with the rhythm of the phone number.
He's like, how about a little phone number rhythm? Like a little bop, 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 bop. Like that. And he goes, okay.
6. Okay. Teen.
So good.
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, we should just have a whole episode.
I already pushed the 6. I can't go back and slip a 1 in. So good.
We should have a whole episode where we just watch King of Queens clips and react to them.
That would be great. I think I might watch King of Queens. I switched. So we finished Community.
Yeah.
Okay, we talked about that.
Yep.
I switched to Arrested Development.
How is it?
Slow.
Yeah.
And hard.
Okay.
I haven't gotten through the first episode. Or, sorry, the first season. I haven't gotten through the first season yet. But I have such high hopes for where it could take me, that I'm trying to stick it out. Because like they filmed the show over so many years. Like it was like a renew, like, oh, we came back and we're doing it again.
Oh, sure. Thing. Like it stopped for a while and then kept going.
Yeah. And I only know that because of some of the imagery that's on Netflix for the show, like the cover changes from time to time. And there's like, they're way older, the people in it. So it's like, okay, they definitely came back and like revisited the show.
Right.
Shows don't do that unless they're really good.
You would think.
So I'm just holding out hope for it to get good.
Yeah.
It's like narrated right now, which is kind of interesting. Like it's like, okay, so then it goes like it'll do a scene and then it's like, meanwhile, Michael is driving to prison, like, or whatever. But basically the story is there's this like wealthy family that owns a developmental company or a development company.
Yep.
Okay. Real estate. And the father gets arrested and put in prison for
There's a title right there.
Embezzlement.
Words.
Yep, Arrested Development.
Nice.
And so Michael, who is like the smart son, everybody else in the family is an idiot.
Of course.
Kind of takes over the company and is trying to save the company and get his dad out of prison.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, his son, George Michael, is falling in love with his cousin, who he's never met because the family hates each other.
His own cousin?
Yeah.
Nice.
So it's like kind of weird, but he's just obsessed with this girl, and they're both like 16 or 15. So like she's just like a friendly, like kind of a menace, but like she's just a friendly like girl, and he's never had a girl who's a friend. So he's just like obsessed with this girl, and he's like, I'm in love. So it's, I don't know. There's some funny parts to it, and it's pretty good, but like it's definitely not what Community was.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I'll find a show that is.
I haven't.
Dude, like I can't believe I went so long without watching it, only to find out it's like the best comedy ever written.
I might just watch it again.
I'm going to soonish.
One day.
I think I want to watch it with. Oh my gosh! I think I want to watch it with when we're married. But we have a lot to get through. When
I gotta bleep it again.
Oh my gosh! So stupid.
I'm sorry to derail everything by bringing it up, but I will forget about it when I'm editing it.
I want to watch it.
Future Colin, this is your note.
I want to watch it with my future wife.
Yeah.
But we have a lot to get through.
We're gonna
go through all.
Wouldn't it just break your heart though if she didn't like it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about it.
I've been watching The Office again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
On Peacock.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm in season 6 because I've been going through with my sister over the course of a long time, and then we stopped for a while and then started up again. But they just came out with season 7 of the Superfan episodes.
Oh,
which
cool.
are like the extended cuts, which is cool.
Oh, they're doing like the full seasons?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
that's a lot more Office.
Every episode, they have seasons 1 through 6 right now, or 1 through 7. It just drops number 7, and the episodes are like anywhere from 30 to 35 minutes instead of closer to 22, 23. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot more content.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So it's pretty fun.
I remember when oh wow, this is crazy. I remember when The Office first moved to Peacock
from Netflix.
I think this is when this happened. Yeah, this is when it happened. And they were so excited about this that they like released the because Office like behind the scenes / like unseen stuff hadn't ever happened before.
Sure. So
they put out like the first like deleted scene.
Yeah.
And it was The Matrix.
Oh, you mean like the full, like that cold open that didn't get used. Yeah, I remember that. And
I remember watching it being like, this is gold.
Yeah.
This is gold. And it was gold. But yeah, I
didn't even watch The Office at that time, and I heard about that.
Yeah, it was a big deal. People were crazy. People were freaking out. And then the Office Ladies podcast was getting going.
Yep.
And I don't know why I ever decided I wanted to listen to that, but I did.
I really wish it was more listenable. It's very ironic, I'm sure, for a lot of people just hate on another podcast for being boring. But
we're pretty boring, but it's fine.
You know what? That's okay.
We don't say lady.
No, we don't. Maybe we could start lady.
Please no. Okay, my timer right now says 56 minutes.
Should we finish up Tate's talks?
I think we should finish it up and then be done.
Okay.
So here we go. Question number 2. Mm-hmm. It says,
this is the final question?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like...
It's a multi-part.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So it says, Carly and I were talking last night. If we had... Carly is his wife. Okay.
Yeah.
Talking last night about if we had to go back to college, what we would change... I need to follow along. If we had to go back to college, would you change what you studied / what your job would be? So question for you guys, in parentheses... The Recap Podcast, aka the best podcast on the planet. Tate, Thanks, Tate. Best on the planet.
You're the best podcast on the planet.
You're
Tate.
the best podcast on the planet, Tate. You're literally what the whole episode's about. And it says, okay, what would your dream job be? Actually, 3 different dream jobs. Okay. Number 1, not an actual job, but somehow you get paid to do this.
Okay.
Number 2, not the most realistic career path, but you would love to do this.
Okay.
And number 3, realistic alternative job that you could have done if you didn't do what you're doing now.
Wow, that's a lot.
So like right now you work in fast food. Like, oh, I could work at a gas station. Like,
Sure.
type of thing.
Okay, let's start with the first one.
Yep, not an actual job, but somehow you get paid to do this.
Yeah. What do you think?
I will say that if the whole world was an audience, we would offend every single person because there's a lot of things that people call jobs nowadays that isn't.
Oh, I see what you're
It
saying.
says like not an actual job. It's like so many people would be like, that is a job.
I see what you're saying.
Like any sort of social media influence. It's not a job. You just somehow get paid to do it.
I mean, but doesn't that by definition make it a job?
Well, yeah, but the question says not an actual job.
Okay, so
What he's saying is like
you're
not an application.
Twisted it so that you can
not an application.
use it as
no
an
application,
answer.
no interview process. Just like somehow you get paid to do this.
Okay. Yeah. What do you got?
I'm gonna go with podcast. I think
Yeah.
like to do this for a living would be hype.
For me, I would maybe put that in that second category.
Not the most realistic career path, but you would love to do this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I think there is a world in which you and I podcast full time.
Yeah. Okay,
It's
fair
not
enough.
realistic,
There's a timeline,
but
there's a timeline.
Exactly.
Where that's happening.
There's a timeline.
Maybe okay. Not an actual job, but you somehow get paid to do this.
I would like to.
Oh, I know what mine is.
I don't know what it looks like, but do you ever just think about the fact that there's essentially no situation where you can ever just like drive as fast as you want down the road and then like drift around every corner, you know, like
Yeah.
imagine like you're playing some racing game,
Yeah.
some like open world game, you're just like flying through the city, just doing like perfect drifts around every turn, but you can never do that in real life without getting arrested.
Yeah.
I want to be able to do that in real life and not get arrested and get paid.
Get paid for it.
Yeah.
You want to be a test driver.
No,
of some
not a
kind.
test driver. 'Cause that's just like
Because that's an actual job.
drive.
I get what you're saying. That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Like I watched a video once where it was one of those, I can't remember what like company it was, but it was one of those deals where essentially they like shut down a city and filmed this video of this like professional race car driver
Yeah.
drifting around in there.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
That's cool.
And maybe
That's
I guess technically that's a real job, but I don't
it's
I don't
a hard,
care.
It's
I don't
a hard
care,
question.
Tate.
It's a hard question.
It's my podcast.
That's a good one. I like that.
Thanks.
I think mine would be, and again, I guess technically this could be a job, but mine would be a review, of like a review channel, almost like Unbox Therapy.
Yeah.
But I just get to pick whatever I want.
That is a great
okay.
answer.
Like, hey guys, today we're going to be unboxing and reviewing this coffee machine. Okay. I can like pick whatever I want. One thing a day.
Yeah.
Today we're going to be unboxing this deck of cards. Today we're going to be unboxing this guitar pedal, etc. Right. And I just get loads of views.
You get views, you make money off it, and you get stuff.
Yep.
You get to just have all that awesome stuff. That's a great answer.
I think that in like if I was to dive a little bit deeper down this rabbit hole, there would need to be a limit or like there'd need to be restrictions somehow because I like today we're going to be reviewing this private jet with everything I ever wanted on it.
This
you know, like,
safe full of cash.
Yeah. Like there would need to be some boundaries, but I think that would be wild.
That's a good choice.
Okay, not a realistic career path, but you would love to do this.
Podcast
for you, that's a good one.
you're picking a different one.
I'm picking a different one because I think that mine would be a artist, musical artist, or and the only reason that's not a realistic career path is because it's just like stupid hard to make it, and my life would have to look drastically different than it does now, and I love the way my life is. So, but either that or like some sort of management within the music industry. I've always said that I would love to manage a venue.
Yeah.
A music venue. Something like First Ave or the Armory or something like that. Like smallish, not huge, but like, and maybe not manage is the right word, but like be like the artist's point person. Like they need something, they come talk to me, which I suppose would be essentially like a manager for like a tour manager, basically for an artist.
For the artist, but you want to do it for the venue?
Well, maybe not. Maybe like I'm a tour manager for the Band Camino, but when the Band Camino is not on tour and another artist doesn't want me, I manage this venue.
Cool.
Type of thing, right? Like in the off season, I guess.
Mm.
I think that would be really, really fun. I've always thought about doing that.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
That's cool. Okay, so we're on to the third one now.
Yep. Realistic alternative job that you could have done if you didn't do what you're doing now.
Yeah. For me, I still feel like a kid. Like I haven't figured out what I'm going to be when I grow up.
I would agree with that.
So
I guess maybe
because I don't feel like I'm locked into a career.
Right. And I think maybe, and that is also different for the two of us because we didn't go to college.
Correct.
For a specific degree. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Not
like a specific career.
Yes. We didn't go to college for like a career path. So in many ways, I could see myself doing all sorts of things someday. But I think that a realistic alternative job, something that would maybe fit your skill set, is like in touch with like who you are and where you're headed in life. And for me, I think that would be some sort of ministry related thing. Whether that looks like worship pastor or director, or even some level of like youth / young adult ministry.
Yeah, that's cool.
Back to kind of like the not the most realistic thing, I would absolutely love, probably even more than the other two that I said, to be in a worship collective band. Something like Elevation Worship, Hillsong Worship, Bethel, like a collective like that like travels, or like a musician within the CCM circle that
plays for all of them,
is known for doing a good job. Oh my goodness, that's probably it for
That's
sure. And that maybe is like the not an actual job, but somehow you get paid to do this because it would feel that way.
Sure.
Certainly. Like, oh, what do you do? I mean, I play bass for like Cody Carnes and Carrie Job and Brooke Leisurewood and Chris Tomlin and whatever, like whoever needs me. Like, that would be crazy, dude. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that would be another like wild job.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's yours?
So, okay, I'll start with like the direction I think the direction I'm heading right now.
Yep.
Because I think we have to understand that in order to come up with like an alternative.
Amen.
You know?
Let it be so.
Amen. Right now I am an AV installer, put in basically like TVs and speakers and stuff.
Healthy.
So healthy. So, and then longer term, I plan on like, doing something in videography. Cool. An alternative, I think there's like two directions I could go alternative. One would just be something, this is pretty generic, but something business / sales related. Yeah.
Okay, that is very generic.
Actually, I have a third.
I'd like to be in business.
Okay. Sales specifically. Sales is better.
Yeah.
I'd like to work for a paper company selling paper.
Nice. That would be so crazy. Can you imagine?
That would be crazy. Moving to Pennsylvania to sell paper. Can you imagine? Anyway. I can't. Another option. I think ministry would be really cool. Yeah. Being a pastor or something. I don't know.
Should we?
Do you want to start a church? Wait.
Not a church. Do you want to start a ministry?
What kind of ministry?
Yet to be determined.
A second podcast.
Here's a question. Do you guys want...
Oh, it's not for me. It's for them.
Okay. Do you guys want our podcast to have... And we'll probably do it anyway.
We do what we want.
If we want. But...
the illusion of choice.
Do you want more faith-based content? Yes or no?
Imagine everyone just goes, no, please, no.
I'm so curious. Like, I'm so curious that, like, please somehow respond. Somehow. Leave a comment somewhere.
Send us a letter.
Send us a letter. Here's my address. Beep.
Silly goose.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just curious what people think.
Yeah. So ministry of some sort. And third one, I think this was going to surprise you a little bit.
Oh.
I would like to be a farmer.
Really?
I do. I think so.
I was about to think to myself, nothing he could say could surprise me. You just surprised me.
I just like the idea of like being self-sustaining in that way, you know, like not even really having a job outside of my own
that's
land,
cool.
you know,
that's cool.
Just like I have everything I need here. I don't even freaking need money.
Well,
I mean,
taxes.
Anyway. Yeah, you sell food.
Freaking taxes.
But if you don't have income, property taxes. Dang it. Yeah. You move somewhere that doesn't have property tax.
Now you're in Iraq. So
hey, you know what? Don't knock it till you try.
Are we gonna get flagged because I said that word?
Iraq?
Yeah.
Is that a bad word?
I don't know. There's some tension.
That's a country. So
there's some tension though.
Can we just not say? There's whole countries we can't say. North Korea.
Oh boy. Now we're really getting flagged.
Let's say the most. Okay, this will be fun. Let's think of countries that just
this isn't fun.
The word, the name of it itself could be considered controversial to say.
China.
I'll rattle off all of them right now. China, Iran,
Russia.
Iraq, North Korea, Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Palestine. Palestine, is that a country? I think so. Yeah. Is it?
Yeah. Palestinian.
Yeah.
Palestine.
That's all of them I can think of.
China. Thank you, in China. Okay. Anyway, I think that's an episode.
That was a great episode.
It was good. Tate, thanks for the content.
Thank you for carrying the episode, Tate.
Keep kicking it out there, man. Keep kicking content out because we love it. And maybe we'll see you in the new studio next week. Maybe we'll just walk around and do like a POV podcast.
That'd be fun.
Like
that'd be crazy.
Like Ian's over here making coffee. No, we're not doing that. Okay. We'll see you next week, guys, in
a week.
In a week. We'll see you. All right. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.